Welcome to another Chris's Guitar Couch. Though you may notice, there is no guitar and there is no couch. So maybe it's a bit of false advertising, but it doesn't matter. This video is about keyboard for guitarists. So if you ever want to get off your couch and figure out what to do with one of these crazy contraptions, I have exactly the introduction for you. First, how do you play this? Guitar is very complicated. You have to tune strings, and you have to push on the fret right, and you have to pluck with your right hand. This, you push a button. Yeah, there you go. A keyboard is a much simpler interface for creating music, and that's got some positives and some negatives. But if you want to get away from the guitar and try a few different things, I think you might be surprised how useful learning the basics of keyboard can be. We've played one note, and that's a good place to start. What happens when we want to play more notes? So, there's a note. Oh, cool, you can use different fingers. Oh, crap, I ran out of fingers. Well, what do I do? You have to be a little aware of this. So, here's 3. Cross your thumb over when you get to your middle finger. And you could just keep going like that. Going down. Ran out of fingers. Cross your middle finger over. And with the left hand, it's similar, but reversed. Coming up, you're crossing over with the middle finger. Going down. Crossing under with thumb. I'm a guitarist, forgive me. Anyway, that's how you basically play a scale. But what scale did we just play? Well, let's take a step back. What notes did we play? On guitar, we have to, we know there's the E string, the A string, yada yada, and then there's frets. How does that map onto this? Well, I gave you a clue. Here's an A right here. Usually piano players, keyboards, they all talk about C, and to me, I'm like, what letter does your alphabet start with? Do you use the same alphabet as I am? So here's an A. You can figure out where you are because of the patterns of the black keys. It's a 3-2, 3-2 pattern. So if you find any of the 3 pattern, the white key in between the top 2 of those 3 is an A. This is an A, this is an A. And then, if you know your alphabet, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. Not too bad. But wait a minute. What scale was that again? One of the neat things about keyboards is that you've got these black and white keys. And sometimes, between 2 white keys, there are 2 keys. Sometimes, there's only 1. And these are where the half steps and whole steps are that you might play in a guitar scale. And that can help us because we know certain scales have a pattern of half steps and whole steps. So if we start here at the A, we see that's a whole step, a half step, whole step, whole step, half step, whole step, whole step. That is the natural minor scale. If you know anything about relative major and minor, we'll know that 1, 2, 3 up is going to be the relative major. That is the C major scale. Don't even have to worry about the black keys. It makes it so easy if you choose C to play in major, A to play in minor, or any of the other notes to play in the other modes. We can go over those later. It's right here. It's so much easier to learn a scale. What if you wanted to play an A major? That's a little funkier. You have to remember whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. That took a couple of tries. This is not for experts. If you're just trying to mess around with something, if you could pick an easy key, it could be incredibly easy to play on the keyboard. Being a guitarist, you probably play a lot of pentatonic scales. I mean, why play 7-note scales when 5 notes is simpler? The pentatonic pattern is here too, but not in the white keys, in the black keys. If you start up the F sharp, that is pentatonic major, and its relative minor is 3 steps down, the E flat. So that's fun too. So now we know a few basic scales. What about chords? If you're a guitarist, chords, you're used to them looking something like some kind of ridiculous fret diagram. But on the keyboard, it's very, very different and a lot easier also. Chords are based on every other note of the scale. And once you know that, pretty much they play themselves. A, skip a note, skip a note. That is an A minor chord. Same thing with a C. God, I'm not very good at this, am I? That is a C major chord. And again, if you want to play majors or minors that don't come naturally, you have to remember a major chord is a major third, which is 4 half steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 3 half steps, 1, 2, 3. That's an A major. A C minor is a minor chord is a minor third followed by a major third. So here's C, 1, 2, 3. There's the minor third, 1, 2, 3, 4, G. C minor. And if you want to mess around with that, but again, if you pick a simple key, just keep playing every other note of the scale, and it's always going to be the correct chord. Now, you can play a triad, 3 notes, or you could play more. There's your 7. There's a 9. There's a 13. And there's every other note. As you can see, this is where the naming scheme comes from. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So that makes it a lot easier to play fancy chords. You don't have to look them up on a chart. So now that we know how to play a few basic scales and chords, why? Why don't we just go back to the guitar and play that? Well, guitar is great, don't get me wrong, but you can really only play one scale or one chord at a time. We can't all be Tommy Emmanuel, all right? Most of us can only play one scale or one chord at a time. But with this simplified interface, it becomes much easier. So let's talk about, well, what do you do with 2 hands? Well, you could say, let's play chords with one hand and play the bass part with the left hand. That's fun. But what's even more valuable is playing the chords with the left hand. Let's go up an octave. And then you can play the melody with the right hand. I find guitarists have a bit of a problem of when they write songs, they'll find all these cool chords and rhythms and stuff, but then the vocal melody they'll just improvise. And improvising a vocal melody is a good place to start, but the more songs you write, you start to notice that they all sort of sound exactly the same. If you want to up your melody game, getting your melody on a keyboard, sing it, figure out what it is, and then you can explore other melody options a lot more easily. And this can really make your melodies more creative. It can make them stand out more. It's an excellent part of the melody creation process. I think that all guitarists who are writing songs that are meant to be sung with a melody should probably know a little keyboard. It's a great tool for making your melodies as good as they can possibly be.